Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
The boxing world got a surprise when former two-time welterweight champion Shawn Porter revealed he's having second thoughts about his original prediction for the massive showdown between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson.
Defense second, offense third.
Damn.
The thing that I like about Shakur though is, you know, we already know the statistical numbers in terms of how much he gets hit per round and even per fight, which is
low.
But the other side of that is offensively, he's very accurate. So while we don't like that he might throw 30, 40 punches around, he's usually on point when he throws, he don't miss.
Porter initially gave Stevenson a comfortable 60-40 advantage, but his recent assessment tells a completely different story that has fans reconsidering everything they thought they knew about this matchup. Porter's change of heart came during an episode of the Porter Way podcast, where the retired champion known as Showtime broke down why he now sees this bout as essentially a coin flip. His reasoning centers on something fascinating that many analysts have overlooked in their rush to crown Stevenson the inevitable victor. Porter explained that Lopez possesses multiple pathways to victory, while Stevenson remains locked into a singular approach that defines his entire fighting identity. The Newark southpaw has built his career on being exactly who he is, never deviating from the blueprint that has carried him through 24 professional fights without a loss. Porter respects this unwavering commitment to his craft, but recognizes it as a potential vulnerability against someone as multifaceted as Lopez.
That Teofimo has is what gives someone like Shakur problems, because it throws off his timing.
Yep.
Shakur is flat out amazing. I've watched this kid. He can find anybody's time.
Right.
So if you give him the space with just like feints and stuff like that, he gonna still pick it up and he's still gonna find it. I got a feeling this thing is not gonna be boring and dry, because I got a feeling you're right. By nature, Teofimo is a counterpuncher. He's an explosive counterpuncher. He does not know how to punch. He can't really set it up first the way that he can when somebody's coming at him. We already know Shakur ain't gonna have a lot of offense for him. But at the same time, I think about it like this: Shakur is an ace of spades, but Teofimo Lopez is a wild card. He's still liable to do anything at any point in time, and I just got a feeling that it's gonna be like a Tasmanian, well, like a hyena and a lion, you know. And it's like, is the hyena gonna be able to pounce on the lion enough to get the job done, or is the lion just gonna be able to make his moves, do what he need to do, and snap at him and get him when he want him to? You know, well, the lion being Shakur.
The contrast becomes even more apparent when examining how each fighter can adapt during battle. Stevenson will methodically plod forward with exceptional defensive awareness, maintaining his disciplined approach regardless of circumstances. Lopez, however, can switch between defensive mastery and aggressive bursts, capable of making opponents walk toward him or exploding forward with looping left hooks and powerful right hands that arrive from unexpected angles. This versatility gives the takeover options that Stevenson simply doesn't possess in his arsenal. Porter painted a scenario that should worry Stevenson supporters heading into fight night at Madison Square Garden. Both fighters might coast through certain rounds without truly imposing their will, but Lopez has demonstrated the ability to steal moments within those otherwise quiet rounds. A sudden flurry here, an explosive combination there, just enough activity to edge rounds on the scorecards through marginally superior output. Over 12 rounds, those stolen moments could accumulate into a decision victory even without any dominant performances. This strategic advantage represents precisely the kind of subtle edge that decides fights at the highest level.
Shakur's gonna come out middle of the ring, work that jab, work that pawn that he does, all that, the feints. He's gonna try to touch him with the jab, but he's gonna be waiting on his moments to snap with that right hand, waiting on his moments to counter, waiting on his moment. And when they're not there, he's just gonna slide off, go for that little walk, restart, slide off, restart. Shakur is the kind of fighter that does not mind restarting. That was our thing, was once we start, we want to do the best we can to get away from another restart, because the restart allows you to reset, allows you that space, you know, and stuff like that. When you would see me get broke by the ref, you would see me right back on, because I don't want that restart situation. Right. So that's what Shakur needs. He needs that space to keep restarting. That's that space to keep using his jab, keep probing, and keep finding tail. I think that's what the fight's going to look like for Shakur. The other side of that is, as the fight goes on,
Lopez himself has expressed nothing but confidence despite entering as the betting underdog, with odds makers installing Stevenson as a 295 favorite compared to Lopez's plus 225 status, according to DraftKings. The reigning WBO super lightweight champion with a record of 22 wins and 1 loss understands that lightweight fighters had to move up in weight because nobody at 140 could legitimately challenge him. He views himself as operating on a completely different level than his divisional peers, making this cross-weight class battle necessary for Top Rank to create a meaningful challenge. The magnitude of this encounter resonates deeply with Lopez, who sees Stevenson as another significant name to add to his growing legacy. The Brooklyn fighter wants more challenges like this, recognizing that defeating a pound-for-pound talent ascending through weight classes elevates his own standing in boxing history. However, Lopez also acknowledges what makes this particular challenge unique. Nobody fights like Shakur Stevenson, and that singular style creates an excitement factor unlike any other potential matchup available right now.
I favor Shakur in this one. You know what I mean? I think Teal is a phenomenal fighter, great fighter. But Teal to me is more like he has those athletic skills that you don't teach. You know what I'm saying? It's like it comes to him.
Yeah, I think Lopez goes well.
It comes to him naturally. Yeah. But I think that's what's going to nip him in the ass against Shakur. Right. Because Shakur is fundamentally sound.
Correct.
So when a guy that has this athletic ability and does things that are not fundamentally sound fights a guy that's seasoned like a Shakur, he's going to make you pay. And that's just how I see it. I think it's a great matchup, but I just favor.
Now Shakur is like Floyd in this way.
Yeah.
He's like Floyd in this way. Everyone's able to boxing IQ, the defense, whatever, and Shakur's a southpaw, but he makes fewer mistakes than the other guy. Yes, really, what Floyd did, he was like a football team that never turns the ball over. If you need to throw if you need to throw the ball away, throw it away. Waste that down, right? But don't turn it over.
Stevenson brings his own confidence into this battle, backed by memories of a brief sparring session the two fighters shared in the past. During an interview with All the Smoke Fight, the unbeaten WBC lightweight champion recalled trading rounds with Lopez, characterizing it as an inconclusive encounter where both participants likely felt they performed well. From Stevenson's perspective, however, those few rounds provided enough information to conclude that Lopez cannot beat him when it matters. The 4-division World Championship hopeful sees Lopez as flashy and talented, but ultimately flawed in fundamental areas that elite fighters can exploit.
And I think y'all had a weird situation in sparring, like a round or something like that. Did y'all ever spar, or was that just a round?
Nah, we sparred like 3 rounds. We sparred 3 rounds, I wouldn't say. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't really too much to gauge from. So we got in there. I felt like I got off. He probably felt like he did something. So from my memory, I feel like I said, I know he can't do it. That's what I feel like.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes, and I think I'm gonna capitalize off those mistakes.
The boxing community has produced a wide spectrum of predictions, with several notable voices weighing in on the outcome. Former 2-weight world champion Andre Ward delivered perhaps the most nuanced breakdown, comparing the fighters to artistic approaches rather than simple style matchups. Ward characterized Stevenson as possessing a blank canvas with the IQ, experience, athleticism, and skill to paint any picture he desires during combat. Lopez, while nearly at that same level, operates more effectively within established parameters, occasionally breaking free to produce something spectacular, but lacking the consistent creative freedom that Stevenson enjoys.
Shakur knows it's going to be a real fight. And I look at Shakur like a fighter who has a blank canvas. He's got the IQ, he got the experience, and the athleticism, and the skill set where he can paint any type of picture he wants to on a blank canvas. When I look at Teofimo Lopez, he's almost that. He has a blank canvas, but he needs an outline on what to draw and what to paint inside the line. Now, every now and again, he'll go away from the outline that he has and he'll do something dope and you'll be like, oh, that was cool. That wasn't on the outline right there. But I don't think that he can create on the fly like a Shakur Stevenson. But what he does bring to the table and what Shakur does have to deal with is explosive power, quick twitch, muscles, and the type of punches that he likes to throw. And Teo doesn't have the foot game that Shakur has, but he's got a decent foot game. So Shakur has a lot to deal with as well. But I just think that when it comes to creating on the fly, making adjustments on the fly, Teofimo Lopez looks like the better boxer when he's facing an inferior fighter.
UBA super lightweight champion Gary Antoine Russell offered a different perspective, calling it a genuine 50-50 proposition while pointing to Lopez's natural advantages in strength and athleticism. The 29-year-old southpaw, who bounced back from his loss to Alberto Puello by defeating Jose Valenzuela, sees Stevenson as the smarter and more technical fighter, but believes Lopez's physical gifts level the playing field. Russell suggested that everything depends on which version of Lopez appears on fight night, specifically referencing the dominant performance against Lomachenko as the standard Lopez must reach to emerge victorious.
Your fight coming up, maybe one of the biggest ones in Teofimo versus Shakur. Just looking at that fight stylistically, how does it play out in the ring?
It's 50-50. In order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like, he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody that could be stiff competition, and it'll wind up being a born fight to a degree. That's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter.
Former unified champion Amir Khan expressed no hesitation when making his prediction, emphatically backing Lopez based on personal experience training with him. Khan described Lopez as hitting extremely hard while possessing underrated boxing skills that don't receive adequate recognition. The British fighter believes Lopez belongs to that rare category of competitors who can elevate their performance when circumstances demand it, and facing Stevenson will definitely require Lopez to turn up the intensity. Khan questioned whether Stevenson has truly been tested in the deep end, contrasting his resume with Lopez's victories over legendary names like Lomachenko.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've heard him on the pod, he bangs hard, he's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez, he's fought the likes of Lomachenko. He's beaten some great names on the way, man.
WBC super featherweight champion Shakur Foster, drawing on his own sparring experience with Stevenson, actually predicted an upset victory for Lopez based on stylistic considerations. Foster explained that Stevenson prefers being the most athletic fighter in the ring, experiencing problems when facing opponents who match or exceed his physical capabilities. As a right-handed fighter operating from the southpaw stance, Stevenson relies heavily on his jab for range finding, but against athletic opponents who keep their power hand in the rear position, that jab alone proves insufficient. Foster questioned the effectiveness of Stevenson's left hand, noting that while the punch exists in his arsenal, it has never produced a knockout, suggesting limited power that becomes problematic against certain styles.
You said, my opinion on him and Teo?
Yeah, do you think he beats him? Because essentially, if he beats him, I assume he would probably stay at 140 then.
Nah, styles make fights. I don't know. I don't really see. I think that's a bad style matchup for Shakur.
Really? You're like the 10th person that's told me this. I kid you not. Like, it's just because I know the obvious people will be like Shakur's undefeated. He's a defensive fighter. Teo's kind of struggled with the boxer, but I just talked to someone again today. Like everyone favors kind of like Teo for some reason, just from what I've talked to. So why is that? Because you sparred Shakur, and I guess you would know better. So I mean,
Shakur, he likes to be the most athletic guy in the ring. When he's not, he has problems. Shakur kinda, he's a right-hander fighting out of southpaw stance. So when you meet guys like that's athleticism that fight with their strong hand in the back, you're gonna have to rely on more than just your jab and the rangefinder. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me, do he got a solid left hand?
I mean, I haven't been punched.
You seen him throw it. You seen him throw it, but you've never seen him hurt or knock nobody out with it. So I just think when you meet certain guys, that's why I say the style. You meet certain guys, you're gonna have to rely on both of them things, both of them hands. You know what I mean? And I just think it's a bad style matchup for him.
Former WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach predicted a comfortable Stevenson victory after making his own super lightweight debut against Isaac Cruz. Roach believes Stevenson's ring IQ will frustrate Lopez throughout the fight, pointing to Lopez's near loss against pure boxer Sandor Martin as evidence that slick technical fighters give him significant problems. Roach referenced the stunning upset loss to George Kambosos Jr. as proof that Lopez experiences mental lapses at critical moments, suggesting these psychological vulnerabilities will resurface against someone as mentally tough as Stevenson.
He a little cuckoo too, like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while.
So who do you think wins that fight between him and Teofimo Lopez if they fight?
I think Shakur wins. And I don't think it's going to be like a super tough fight either. His IQ will frustrate him.
Don't you think Teo has also good ring IQ and also is slick, fast?
I think so, but when you look at Teo's performances against guys that are just pure boxers, it's just like he almost lost to Sandor Martin. Some people thought he lost to Sandor Martin.
He did beat Loma, who's arguably at the time considered one of the best in the world.
He did, and that was a hell of a performance too. A hell of a performance too. So yeah, I mean, I think he's hit or miss. You got to think he got stuff. He a little cuckoo too. Like he has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win. And he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, cause it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to rough Shakur up, and it's probably not going to work.
Legendary trainer and former champion Tim Bradley provided perhaps the most intriguing historical comparison, likening this matchup to the classic battles between Roy Jones Jr. and Antonio Tarver. Bradley sees the fight as fundamentals versus explosiveness, with Stevenson representing the technically sound approach while Lopez brings that explosive unpredictability. The comparison carries weight when considering how Tarver used precise timing and fundamental excellence to stop the more naturally gifted Jones in their rematch, suggesting that superior technique can overcome raw athleticism at the highest level.
Barboza, congratulations, you fought and beat Barboza. Yeah, but you had so much smoke, you ducked. Yeah, what happened to the Haney fight? Yeah, the Haney fight would have been probably better suited for you if you fought Haney, but now you're finna fight another GOAT of another generation of this generation. That's gonna be a problem, my big dog. I'm letting you know, and your fans know too. That's gonna be a problem because Teofimo Lopez, you're not beating Shakur Stevenson. You're not. No. I know your habits. He knows your habits. He sees already how to beat you. He knows already how to beat you. I told y'all when Crawford told me, he's like, Tim, ain't no way he can beat me. I've already processed this. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. He's that type of dude. Shoot, that last fight didn't convince y'all? Y'all, because y'all don't know what y'all looking at. See, a lot of y'all be going to these goofies channels and y'all be listening to these goofies. Come here and get the real. Come here and get the real, man. You ain't gotta subscribe. Just look, just get the information. Get the information from me, because I'm gonna give it to you 100. Teofimo Lopez, you don't think Shakur gonna be able to see that forward shift with the right hand and then come in with that looping left hook? You don't think he gonna be able to see that? Oh, how about that double right hand you like to throw against the southpaw? Yeah. Oh, that level change and you come up with that left hook. Man, come on, bro, this is too easy. This is too easy. Too easy. Ain't no way you beat no Shakur Stevenson. Too defensively savvy, too technically sound, too much speed, too much confidence, too much swagger in the ring, too much, he comfortable. He comfortable at any range. He can fight at any range. Mid-range, inside, outside. He can do it all. He can do it all too. Oh, who does that sound like? Does that sound like Terrence Crawford like I told you guys? Does that sound like that? Yeah, sounds just like Terrence Bud Crawford. Yeah. Ain't no damn way that Teofimo Lopez is beating Shakur Stevenson. Shakur about to go up in his house, about to go in his room, he gonna steal all them belts. He gonna steal all them belts, the Ring magazine, all of that, yeah. And he finna go up to 140 and do that. Go up into his weight class where he been comfortable at. Not testing the water at all, because he that gangster. That's what he is. He's that damn gangster.
The fight takes place at Madison Square Garden in New York on January 31st, supported by 2 additional world title contests on the undercard. For Stevenson, victory means becoming a 4-division world champion at just 28 years old, while potentially positioning himself as boxing's next pound-for-pound king. For Lopez, winning validates his claim to elite status and keeps alive dreams of bigger fights at welterweight, particularly against Devin Haney. With legitimate championship gold at stake and pound-for-pound implications on the line, this matchup represents exactly the kind of meaningful fight boxing desperately needs more of in the modern era.